Hello. In this activity, we were asked to create an implementation of Cipher that consists of two components, the encryption and decryption. So in this activity, I use PHP since it is the latest language I use, and I think it's much easier here. So here I started with the basic structure and metadata for the page, and here in the script, inside the script is the form structure. This will provide the user interface for selecting an operation, which are the encryption and decryption, and for the input fields or the message box for the message for encryption. I added a function here to handle the visibility of the message box for the encryption based on the user's choice, since the encryption box, the message for encryption is only needed when the encrypt option is selected, since if the user chose the decrypt option, the message box for the encryption will be useless. So here inside the body is the title, the Caesar cipher, the title of the activity, and the options between the encryption and decryption, and the place values to shift the letters. So I wrote this code to handle both encryption and decryption based on the user's selection. So first, if the program check if the form was submitted, then retrieve the operation, shift value, and add the message for encryption. And for encryption, here in the PHP, it will take the message entered by the user, process it using the Caesar cipher encryption function, and save the result in a file named msg.txt. And for the decryption, it will read the encrypted message from message.txt that has been saved earlier or that has been saved. So before the decryption, there must be an input and the message for encryption before running the decryption option. So it will use the decryption function, which nire-reverse niya lang yung shift value and display the original message on the screen. So in here, in this part, it check if the form was submitted and using the POST method or post method. Then it will retrieve the selected operation, the encryption or decryption, and the shift value provided by the user. If the user chooses encryption, it will take the message input, encrypt it using the Caesar cipher logic, and save the encrypted message to a file. And this way, the encrypted text is stored for the decryption use. So, and if the user select decryption, it will read the ciphertext from msg.txt if only it exists, then decrypt it by reversing the shift and display the original message back to the user. So in case if the file or the encrypt message for encryption is empty or the file isn't available, I've included an error handling message to guide the user to encrypt a message for encryption first. So let's take a look. So here the title of the activity, the two option, the encrypt and decrypt, and text box for the place value, and the submit button. So here you can see the error messages. So if I chose encrypt, the message from the message box appeared, and if I select decrypt, it will be hidden. So let's make an example. So let's say places to shift is 6, and let's say living in the IT era is the message. Submit, then let's decrypt it. Let's start with the correct shift place value. There, living in the IT era. If I choose a different place value, see 4, but the wrong message. The message is not decrypted properly, so let's try a different sample. So Cipher, Cipher, and submit. Then let's decrypt it. Then there, Cesar Cipher. I think that's all for the activity. Thank you.